Monster Hunter World is a great game, and I enjoy it. But let me tell you why. I started playing this game because it was on sale, and my friend told me to buy it. Little did I know that it was awesome. The game blows me away. The combat, visuals, world and audio design, weapons, armor, and the monsters are amazing. Some of the aspects shine more than others, but this game screams with passion, and I'm so glad that I started playing it. The only thing I knew about it was that it was grindy, like Destiny, something like Dauntless, which I played a few hours of, and played like Dark Souls, and I love it. Well, we have to start somewhere, so I guess the main piece of action is the combat and weapons. I don't even know if I intended to write that as a pun. Shit. I love the combat. I played a bit of Dark Souls 3 at the beginning of quarantine and enjoyed it. I played it a lot with friends. It says Quagmire ahead.
You better watch out.
But found some of the multiplayer aspects kind of clunky and unintuitive. I wanted something more.
Put mine on the ledge.
I swear to Allah, bro. I can't fucking see it.
Bro.
Where's the summon sign? Boom. Monster Hunter. The weapons in this game are so varied. I love it. You've got a really long sword, a bow that defies science, guns. Oh, I can't shoot you. A funky pogo stick, bagpipes, hammer, and other weapons that defy science, and they can only be described as a miracle from God. Once you get good with these weapons, you get to be creative with them. But lots of the physics behind the game don't make much sense, but when you're fighting an overgrown frog that spits lava at you by crushing its head in with a hammer and turning it into a fine paste, you don't really care. I ended up sticking with the charge blade because I looked at the sword and shield and went, I want that, but bigger. The thing uses science beyond magic and all comprehension, but it's so gratifying to learn. Combat also encompasses the other half of the fight, the monsters. This game has lots of monsters, many of which are in its expansion, even though the base game had a lot more than I expected. Some of the monsters are a blast to fight. Watch this. Others feel rather uninspired and become a bore quite quickly, and some of them rely on a gimmick, and those get old even more quickly. The Nightshade Apollomu is terrible. Even with sleep jewels, I want it to burn. It sucks. I want it to die. Whoever designed it, I'm gonna somehow find you. No, I won't. I don't care that much. Some of the monsters become living target practice by the time you make it halfway through the game, and there's no sense of danger to the fight, and it feels a lot less enjoyable and gratifying to do it, and you just don't do it at that point. But it is nice seeing how far you've come when you get to speedrun a low-rank Great Jagras. Then, there are the monsters that you'll love. They may have some moves that are not enjoyable, but the satisfaction of killing one, and then taking its skin and making it into a gun, is amazing. Many of the monsters in the base game were made with the idea of putting two different animals together and making it bigger, like the oversized raptor chicken, the Kuliaku, or the abomination of a living thing, which I can only presume is like a rat and a mouse mixed with like some sort of flying thing. The Apollomu. I hate it. It's disgusting. You see it and your will to live shrivels. The game lets you fight harder and harder monsters as you get better and progress through the story, and the most enjoyable way to do that is with friends. Cringe. Suck on my balls, woman. The game is meant to be enjoyed with friends. And oh man, how I've enjoyed it with friends. Nearly my entire playtime has been with my buddies, and I've enjoyed almost every second of it. The main problem with that is during fights, sometimes you'll screw them over, or they'll screw you over. Usually unintentionally, but sometimes not. Throw me up, boy. Throw me up. Oh, you.
You're gonna get him out.
Yeah. Let's go. The game is designed with cooperative play in mind. Even when I played it by myself, when my friends were offline, it didn't feel the same. There's so many moments and quirks that are so enjoyable, you want to share them with other people, and you can feel the difference when they're not there. Teabagging. No, cat, no. think my cat just got murdered. Other people in the fight also give you the benefit of sharing the monster's attention because some of them are unrelenting, aggressive, and it just gets annoying. Even then, extra people don't always help, but they're nice to have around, especially the people who've played the game a lot before, because you get to ask them questions about the large amount of armor and the diverse perk system. That took too many times, that was like 5 takes. There is a lot going on here. Not only are there many different sets of armor to get and have, but they all contribute to different playstyles. It took me a while to get my head around it, but in the end, I usually strive for a function and faction mix because I don't want to look like a 6-year-old's drawing of Voltron. But I also don't want to be so overkill that it just turns it into a math-based game and it's no fun. You're too good. Too good is a point. The armor looks great, for the most part. You've got some sets that make you look like a god, while others make you look like an obese transformer. Who thought the Uragon and Rotobahn sets looked good? They look bad. You just look at them and you go, no, that's objectively bad. Stop. Like, this had to go through multiple layers of approval, through like different sections, and someone had to go, yes. Someone concepted this, someone modeled it, and then someone textured it, and then all through those stages, someone said, yeah, I want to ship that. I would wear that, yeah. Like, no. No one would want to wear that. The base game does have lots of great sets, but Iceborne expands and improves on it a lot. I do like the perk system, but it forces you to choose. You have to have a weakness. You can't have every perk making you an unkillable damage god. You can only be unkillable or a damage god. So, lots of the time, you have to make these decisions during the pre-hunt. Almost half your time in the game will be in the lobbies of Astera or Selena looking at different tools for the hunt, because some monsters take a lot more planning to take down than others. It's not always enjoyable. Lots of the time you'll be missing a single piece to complete your build, so you have to fight another monster before you fight the other one. It's not always fun, especially when you have to kill a great Gyros. I fucking hate that thing. You fight it in a terrible area where it has its goons to throw at you. It's like a mafia boss. Yeah, get 'em, boys. And it looks barely different to a normal Gyros. At least the Great Jagras tried to look different. You just look fat. One of the main aspects you'll be doing before murdering the animals is eating them. Foods will give you different benefits in the forms of buffs and unique perks, and usually they can save your ass. But the main benefit is watching the cats. I mean, I don't understand what they are or how they fit into the story. Bro. Oh my god, my cat. But I don't care. I mean, just look at them. The story doesn't even matter at this point. I'd like to say I like the story, but the game doesn't have a story to like.
I think you should.
He only has 3 fingers. It's all skippable, boring dialogue, but it just keeps coming. There's so much of it. It's like, did they playtest this? It's just kind of sad. It's like, I'm just gonna spam the A button. The only good part is the awesome cutscenes.
I knew it. It's Nergigante.
She said it. Yes. Usually you don't like it because it has a lot to do with the story. You like it because it's eye candy. Lots of things exploding and dragons and wyvern, my bad. It's just shut up. The main problem though is not what or how. It's a who. No, I'm not talking about Horton Hears a Who or the freaking Grinch Lorax or some shit. I'm talking about the handler. No matter what, you must despise the handler with all of your being. She is a disgrace to humanity. She throws herself into danger only for you to save her, and then in the end she just shares half the credit with you. You're sitting there on the floor with like gash wounds all over your body, bleeding, like unable to speak. You're like, and then she's just taking the praise, and everyone's like, oh, handler, you did it again. Like, her only purpose is to eat. No, stop eating, starve, die, please. No, hold a book and try to die. And you're already doing all that by yourself and doing much better. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Not only is the handler just annoying to deal with, but I'm pretty sure something went wrong in the animation department and her face looks weird. Unlike lots of the other people's faces, which kind of move normally. Wait, that's not the handler. Hers just dips real low into the uncanny valley, and there's no hope of getting her back out. It's just atrocious. Basically, the only thing you really need to know in the story is that hunters keep balance in the ecosystem and the food chain. You're not needlessly killing animals. You're like the star sign of a Libra or some shit. Like, you're not like a Leo. You're like a Leo. Like, oh my god, I'm such a Leo. I can't help killing these innocent deer. Oh my god. My parents probably think I'm insane for saying all this. They can't hear me. The expansion for this game is massive. Man, I really transitioned into this well. Good job, me. I love it. It adds a snow area and an island that is a mix of the other areas. It adds a ton of content. It's like another game has just been surgically grafted onto it, which I think is like Overwatch 2. Has there been any news on that in a year? Hasn't Blizzard said nothing since its reveal? All I know is that it's just a expansion or something. Okay, so it turns out I didn't actually, I didn't know about BlizzCon, and it had a lot to reveal about Overwatch 2, so I thought they hadn't really talked about it beforehand. Since it adds to the endgame, it doesn't need to introduce you to the systems with an easy monster and doesn't hold your hand. It puts you right into it. I've played some DLCs before where it just always holds your hand because it's always trying to pander to new audiences. But this one, no, it expects your balls to have dropped already. It also adds a clutch claw, which is an invention that is so great. It rivals the wheel, TV, hot chip, phone, sliced bread. You'll love it. You won't hate it. It's awesome. Iceborne throws some awesome monsters at you right away, like the Beatidos. Shark. But snow. Anyone ever seen Shark Tale? Good movie. Beotodus. Beotodus. Gerardo. A chainsaw fish. I think Skrillex has made a song from these noises, you know, like bang-a-ring. It's probably copyright, but they won't care. I'll get like 10 views. Because it adds so many more monsters, it has to add a bunch of new sets of armor and weapons, which I think look like some of the best out of the game, if you ask me. Or Buff Joker over here. Look at him. Oh. I also forgot to mention that in the new area of Hoarfrost Reach, one of the best new animals gets introduced. The Duffel Penguin. It's basically just a little penguin with a little parka hood up. Looks real cute. I've got them all over my room. And transmog. It adds transmog. Iceborne brings transmog. Finally, function and fashion can coexist. It's a weird line. The game is a grind, and it will eat your time. It takes many hours just to get into it, but I love it. Yeah, not everyone might though. I came from Destiny though, so I'm no stranger to the grind. The game will kick your butt in some parts and take a lot more time than you think to get used to, but that's just part of the learning curve. And oh boy, does that voluptuous curve feel good to climb. No matter how I word that, I sound like a sex offender. Look at me, I'm gonna do the shuffle. Ooh, look at me. This game is awesome. If you can suspend your disbelief for a while, you can let the game take you to a wonderfully crafted world, full of monsters, hunters.
Well, we did it.
Shut up, I did. And cats, the most important part. It will take lots of time to fully experience the game and all it has to offer, and learn what it has to offer, and learn. It's a lot to learn. The base game and Iceborne go on sale frequently, so buy it. You have no choice. You're going to buy it. Give it a shot, because I did, and I don't regret it. You'll never know if you like something until you try it. Except for some things that are just objectively wrong and you shouldn't try. Like eating shit. You just don't eat shit. No normal person would do that. No normal person would do that. It's gross. As it turns out, Monster Hunter Rise is coming out for the Switch later this month, and I completely forgot about that. And most of my friends who play this game also have a Switch, so I am likely never going to touch this game again, and I have made a big video about it.